Oh, welcome.
I wanna know ya. Yeah.
You're supposed to be playing our theme music. I don't know what's going on. I'm Gina Page. Welcome, everybody. I want to know ya. Cameroon. Y'all know how the song goes. What's up? What's up? I'm so glad to be here with you all tonight. Hey, Rashida. Welcome. I feel like I need to, maybe I can play it from my phone. I don't know. I feel like.
I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone. Gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone. Gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya. Let it all hang out. DNA brings the car people out. The artistic, so gifted. African ancestry gets it. Yes, they black owned for the people. In the roots, they will find your sequel. Genetic test in the process, peaceful. Reunite, multiply with your equals. Black scientists, research it. Invest in that time, you're worth it. Experience feels so perfect. Get on the right path to your purpose. No other in the industry like this. Find your link to a tribe, precise kid. The Mende people, Mendenga, Volanta, the house. I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone. Gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya. Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone. Gotta let me show ya. Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya. AfricanAncestry.com. The pioneers in genetic tracing for black people. Since 2003, doing what no other in the industry can do. By tracing your DNA to the present day African country, ethnic group, or tribe. What better time than now to find out where you came from? Order your kit today.
Okay, we're trying this again. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I see Cameroon is in the house. Rashida. Hey, Nicole. Nicole, you said you couldn't see me. Can you see me now? Let me know. Tenacious Fabian is here. What's up? Cheryl, welcome, welcome. Madame Tene is here. Sydney is here. Sydney, you from Sierra Leone? Do you know about the African Ancestry Family Reunion? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Hey, Drea. Master Coupe is here. Of course, we got the Mafa people in the house. Shout out to Wendi Cherry. Jose Cruz. Hola, Jose. So Nicole says she can't see me. Can the rest of you all see me? Let me know if I'm talking to an empty, you're talking to an empty screen. Hey, Yahosa. Oh, okay, Nicole says she can see me now. Woo! Tiara, welcome, welcome. It's African Ancestry Live. I'm Gina Page, president, CEO, co-founder. I don't know what the title is. I'm not really into these title things. But as you all know, we are the pioneers of genetic ancestry tracing for Black people around the world. And we are on a mission. Our mission is to transform the way we view ourselves as Black people and the way we view Africa. And we've chosen to do that over the past 18 years through DNA. So we're the only company that can place your African ancestry in a present day African country and ethnic group for your maternal lineage or your paternal lineage. And we are very proud and honored to be able to do that work. And while we're talking about onlys, we're the only company that does not sell or share your personal or genetic information. So if you're looking to find out the people, the cultures, the values, the spiritual practices, the belief systems that are shared by the people that you come from, then you're in the right place. Welcome. Glad to have you here tonight. Herman Baker's here. I see you too, John Beasley. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Cordell is representing for LA. Our guest tonight is in LA, or this afternoon. Hey, Charles Murphy. I'm excited. We're coming off of Black History Month going into Black History Year. And we had a lot of fun last month. We had those promotions. A lot of you all took advantage of the opportunity to get test kits and other products on a discount. We had our new t-shirt that we launched. We talked to some very interesting people last month, and this month is no different. This month it's all about women. You all know we roll out of Black History Month and then start talking about women, but for us, we just keep the conversation going with phenomenal women from across the African diaspora. So we're kicking it off with that. Blind Guy, his wife, their life is here. Yes, Master Coupe, 18 years. Thank you, thank you. Betty's here. Hey, Juanita, good to see you. So we're going to be talking this month. We're going to, or not talking, but we're going to be highlighting Black women from all across the world. We've already started off with 4 present and former African leaders. We have a really cool reveal this month. I'm not going to tell you. You have to check it out on social media. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you all. What else is going on this month? We're gearing up for the trip to Sierra Leone, the African Ancestry Family Reunion. If you are an African Ancestry family member and we have traced your ancestry to Sierra Leone, there should be an email in your inbox right now. If not, it'll be there shortly, letting you know the details about the upcoming African Ancestry Family Reunion. And we're still in a pandemic, but we are taking the opportunity to travel to the country because they're doing something really big. They have decided to partner with us formally to offer citizenship to people who have traced their ancestry to Sierra Leone, either their maternal line or their paternal line. And that is a humongous deal. I have not been on a plane since February, March of last year, but I'm getting on a plane to go to Sierra Leone. If you can only imagine that, I said the mission of African Ancestry, it looks like I'm getting stuck in the head by this plant. The mission of African Ancestry is to transform the way we view ourselves and the way we view Africa. We're providing a connection, a bridge from wherever you know of your family here in the Americas or in the Caribbean or Europe, and where your ancestry was on the continent. And now technical difficulties, at least for the people who are from Sierra Leone. And so we're very honored to be able to do that and are excited about this trip. So you can go to travel.africanancestry.com and get some information about the trip. You have to be an African Ancestry family member to join. You don't have to be from Sierra Leone in order to go, but you have to be an African Ancestry family member to go and to be able to see the details. So check that out. Jose said he flew for Christmas. And if I take care of myself, I should be okay. Yeah, and I've been talking to I know a lot of people who have been flying during the pandemic. Our next guest has been flying during the pandemic. So I got the formula for what to do on the plane. And, I'm not worried about being in country. I was worried about being on the plane. So, hey, Daniel Ali. Hola. Hey, Tamara. Good to see you. Jerome Washington, thank you for being here. Oh, I wanted to tell y'all something else too. Plachette representing for NOLA, New Orleans. My father has a Facebook Live that he does called What's on Jerome's Mind. And this month he's celebrating, and every month what he talks about is he talks to people who came of age in the 1960s and about their experiences. And so this month, he kicked it off talking about women and her stories. And I was interviewed by my aunt, one of his sisters, his oldest sister. And we talked about how our lives have intersected over the years. But she's the family genealogist. And you all, she told me something that absolutely blew me away. So there is an ancestor on one of my paternal lineages named Drusilla Dungy Houston. And I didn't realize I was going to say this because otherwise I would have shown you some of the video. But she studied African history and wrote one of the first books on African history. And her work was work that informed Dr. Ben, John Jackson, Dr. Asa Hilliard, that whole generation of our amazing thinkers, including Tony Browder. And she positioned it like this ancestor of mine was mining our history to teach us about ourselves as Africans from a historical perspective. And now here I am 5 or 6 generations later, carrying that torch, but using DNA. Can you imagine? That blew me away. It was, it was a trip. So yeah, if you go to Facebook and you go to Jerome Page, I look like him. You can check out his what's on Jerome's mind. Our cafe is here, Robin Plummer. There's the website for you. You didn't miss anything, King Joseph. Welcome, welcome. Brenda's here. Gina's here from Atlanta. Horace is here. Oh, you have her book, Horace? So you were in the know. I wasn't even in the know about my own ancestor. It is in the genes. So, okay, enough about that. I want to talk to Coach P. You all know we brought Coach P on at the end of last year, and she talked to us about, I gotta grab my cards. She talked to us about making amazing stuff, shit, success, whatever you want the S to stand for. Making it happen. And someone said Coach P is the Deepak Chopra of African ancestry. And so I was like, yeah, we need her to come on regularly. So now she's a quarterly guest here on African Ancestry Live. So you guys, I want to see some hearts, some flags, some Sierra Leone flags, some fire, some roses from my girlfriend, my good friend, my sister, Coach P. Hello.
Hey. Hello.
How are you? I'm so happy to see you. I already know how you're doing. You told me how you were doing. Greetings to you. You're in LA now.
I am in LA a week old. I was gonna say a year old, but it's only a week old.
Well, I'm so happy to see your face, and I'm glad. I know you've been looking forward to that move, so I'm glad that you're there and that you're getting your sea legs, your beach legs, your LA legs, and working it out.
Yeah, and I'm excited to be here with the African Ancestry family. This is home for me. This is one of my other homes, so I'm excited to be here. What's up, everybody?
Yes, I got you some Sierra Leone flags. We got some hand claps and some hearts. Yes, thank you, everybody. She definitely needs a warm welcome. So I probably didn't do the MASH Collective any justice because I said all the S's together in the same. I made a Slurpee out of the S's. But for those of us who aren't familiar with you yet, can you break down what the MASH Collective is, Coach P?
Sure. So the MASH Collective is actually a community here on Facebook where it's risk-taking, manifesting, life-creating badasses is what I call them, a community for personal development for us, by us. But anybody can get it. Everybody's welcome, but it's designed for us and by us. And so it's an opportunity for us to really unpack, heal, put face to mirror, and really do the work so that we can show up and be who it is that we came to be and do what it is that we came to do. You want me to say more, Gina? So
I was trying to be slick and get my cards while you were talking.
Oh. Okay. Go get your cards, Dina. Go get your cards. So a part of what MASH stands for is making amazing success or shit, depending on your comfortability of language, happen. And for me, it's really about being able to get out of your own way and being able to own what it is that you came here to do as a human and as a powerful being. And so I believe that sometimes it's necessary to make amazing success happen, but then other times it's necessary to allow it to happen. And in allowing amazing success, allowing amazing things, allowing amazing relationships, health, wealth, abundance to happen in your life, I believe we got to tap into what we know that we're worthy of, and walking with that sense of entitlement that I am entitled to have an amazing life. I'm entitled to have delicious experiences and kiss my dreams in the mouth. And so that's what the whole entire community is built around.
Kiss my dreams in the mouth. All right now. Okay, that's a new one.
It's not new, Gina.
Kiss my dreams in the mouth. Wow. I love it. Now, why did you choose to make it for us, by us?
Well, for me, it was important to have a safe space where we can come and talk our talk, where we didn't have to pretend or to use a certain language or certain words, where we could just really say what it is. A lot of issues and a lot of obstacles are unique to us. And so, you know, even though I believe there's a common thread in terms of what people have experienced in families and generations and things like that, there are instances and experiences that are unique to us. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted a safe space that felt like home to us, and where other people, you know, can still come. If there's an adjustment to be made, it won't be on our part.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's important. I think that's really important. And for so long, we've been conditioned to believe, like, even that we don't deserve to have our own space, or that we shouldn't feel comfortable in environments that are designed for us. And you know that that's not how I roll. So right. I honestly am grateful that you've chosen that tack, because while we have issues that are unique to us, the principles are universal.
Absolutely.
The principles are universal. So but I will also say that from my own experience, having a niche makes sense.
Yeah.
And you got to do what's comfortable for you, right, Coach P?
Absolutely. And I think, you know, again, having a space where we get to come to and just be ourselves and not feel like I got to explain. Because it's one thing when you need a place to rest, but then when I need a place to rest, I got to explain to you why it's important for me to rest and why this and why and that. And that's exhausting. And so being able to walk into the door and be at home and rest and heal and grow and evolve, it's a big deal. And so for myself, I love being able to talk my talk and have references that a group of people can get as we go along this journey of personal development. And also, you know, for us, you know, having a space to personally develop hasn't always been a norm. In fact, it's been something that has been seen as a luxury for many, many, many years in terms of like therapy and coaching just for your personal evolution. And so being able to be one of the thought leaders in this space as a Black woman, I'm super proud to stand ground and lead the way. It's one of my greatest joys.
And you do an excellent job. Now, I came to know you. We became friends from a business perspective. You were my business coach as part of the Traffic Sales and Profit Mastermind. But you don't just focus on business people, right?
Right. So yeah, I was your business mindset coach. But the reason why I was your business mindset coach in that Traffic Sales and Profit amazing community is simply because Lamar found it necessary, recognized it was necessary for a mindset to be a very important part of the growings and the success of business. Because my personal motto is that business is personal. There is no success of business without a human. And as much as we like to machine our way through stuff, you still take you everywhere you go. And so if it's time for you to make a big move in your business, no different than if it's time for you to make a big move in your personal life, your mindset is going to be key. Your perspective and how you see it is going to make a difference in terms of what you get from it and how you evolve or grow or experience the next level of it. And so my narrative is definitely not limited to, my narrative around coaching isn't limited to business as much as it is I was an aid to that business space.
And I guess that makes a lot of sense. You're right. You were, and I said it wrong. You were our business mindset coach. And you don't always take the time as a business owner to think about your mindset. You really don't. You just, like you said, you're in the grind and you're making it happen, and you're having all these experiences, but you don't stop to think about, okay, how am I thinking about this? How could I think about this differently? And that's where your cards are really good. And your cards must be upstairs in my bedroom. So I want you to pick a card, but I want to talk about something before we do that, Coach P. Maybe we can pick the card like along that.
Sure. There's no rules. Let's do it.
So we are in Women's History Month. And like I said in the intro, this month we're focusing almost completely on phenomenal women across the African diaspora. And these women are creative geniuses. They are thought leaders. They are revolutionary leaders and thinkers. And I just wonder, is that when we think of somebody, let's say, who's somebody? Let's say somebody like Nina Simone, who we are featuring this month, she is clearly a creative genius, but she also had some revolutionary leadership to her life as well. Is this something that you're born with? Can you cultivate a mindset that leads you to tap into those gifts? Or is it just something that you have or you don't?
I think that's a great question, Gina. For me, I think it's a mixture of both. I think that everything that we need, we are always born with. I believe that we come, powerful, whole, complete, being able to take risks, manifest, create things because we're made in the image of the Most High. And so I believe that, we are the most beautiful and abundant manifestation that God has ever created. That is my belief. That is my knowing. With that being said, I believe a part of the humaning experience is about us being able to learn and cultivate who we want to be in addition to who we already came here being. And so I believe that there are several powerful people who came here powerful, but didn't, get a chance to, or didn't decide to, or life them, and they didn't, show up for the party in order to take some of that weight that life brings on in order to be the revolutionary that they wanted to be or that they had the potential to be. I believe there's several people who come here without it and then get it, right? Meaning they come here not feeling like they got it and then they cultivate it, they learn it. You look at somebody who will take a Jennifer Lopez. She's not the best singer, but she decided she was going to be an entertainer, singing, dancing, acting, whatever it is. And no matter what your opinion is, she's doing it. She's on presidential stages and platforms. She's referenced in all these different rooms. And so I think mindset takes us back to that place that even if you're not born with this Nina Simone type energy, the actions that it takes to be a revolutionary, being brave and courageous, being willing to go outside of the box, being willing to create new, being willing to go against the grain. Those are things, skills that you absolutely can learn. And those who are born with it make it look super easy.
They sure do. They sure do. Now, I really, I have definitely been transformed by your approach to mindset. And that's why I want you to just keep coming on every quarter, because sometimes it just is the nugget, the kiss your dreams in the mouth, sometimes that's all it takes to get somebody to think a little bit differently. So because you have those MASH cards.
Yes.
I like the MASH card.
Yes.
Can we pull a MASH card? Can you just explain to people what a MASH card is?
Yeah, so the MASH card, the MASH deck, it's a set of cards, mindset deck that absolutely is designed to help you shift your mindset like on site. And so there's a total of 60 cards in our latest deck, and you pull however you decide to pull. You cannot get a card wrong. You can pull in the morning, you can pull in the afternoon, you can pull whenever you get ready. Some people pull 3 at a time, some people pull 2, some people pull them consecutively based on the day. So if today is the 3rd, they might pull card number 3. And so whatever card it is, you can't get it wrong, and it's always for you. And so I always shuffle the deck just to let the ancestors work their magic to see what's up, see what comes up for me. So this pick, we're going to pick for the African Ancestry family.
Yes.
And pick as many as we want. I just let the cards do what they do. Sometimes they jump out at you. Sometimes you just pick from the middle. So, this is card number 19, which is my favorite card. Y'all type it in the comments. My life is what I created to be. It's just what we were just talking about. This answers the question.
Of course you picked that card. I love it.
Listen, the ancestors were like, let us help you answer this question. Are you born with it, or do you just, you know what I'm saying, have to pick it up along the way? Your life is what you created to be. Type in the comments, my life is what I created to be. So on the front of every card is the affirmation. It's the saying, it's the knowing. And then on the back is where the work is. It goes into detail on how you can cultivate this mindset of what the affirmation is. So my life is what I created to be. And it's read, the current condition and state of your life is what you have created it to be. If you are displeased or dissatisfied, that's an experience you created. Now I wrote these cards, you know what I'm saying, myself.
It's like you're talking to that was the first thing I got when I opened my deck. I was like, how did Coach P get in my living room? How did you get in here?
Yeah, that line, it says that if you are displeased or dissatisfied, that's an experience you created. That rubs a lot of people the wrong way, because they're like, well, Coach P, you don't know my situation. You don't know my circumstances. You don't know the family I came from. You don't know what they did. You don't know what the people, what the government, what the this, what the that. Keep reading. You may be saying, no, you don't understand who I share my life with, blah, blah, blah. However, your life is yours and yours alone, no matter who you chose to share it with or do life with. If you're sharing life with a person or a situation you don't like, know that you are choosing it. You get to create the life experience to be whatever you want it to be. Each day you have an opportunity to create the life you want to live. Decide to take this moment to move in the direction of a life that you enjoy living. It starts with your mindset. And so for me, it's definitely not limited to a relationship, but even with the question that you asked, Gina, if I want to be a certain person with characteristics that look like this or look like that, I get to choose it. That's a part of this human experience, that I get to be whoever I want to be. And we heard that, growing up in school, that, whatever you believe you can achieve. But I believe that to be true no matter who you are, especially for us.
And, that ties right back to identity, because identity is a constantly evolving narrative of self. And it comes up a lot, Coach P, when people get a result from us that isn't African. And they just get completely thrown off of their square sometimes. They cannot they can't handle it. They just, intellectually, it just doesn't make sense. Psychologically, it doesn't make sense. And, just because we all have lineages in our family that aren't African.
Sure.
Whether we know it or not. That's just a function of us being Black folks that were enslaved.
Sure.
But you get to decide, do you want to embrace that Portuguese lineage? You get to decide, do you want to embrace that, Asian, Chinese lineage? It's all your choice, and it's all how you decide that you want to view yourself. And that's mindset right there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's perspective, because you get to decide. I think we get caught a lot of times as humans, we get caught in wanting to follow the blueprint that somebody already created for your life. They created the blueprint that was best for them, right? You think about, a restaurant chain or, a McDonald's. McDonald's, that was their vision for that restaurant, and from those particular people. And if you like it, you can borrow some of the aspects of it and start to create your own. But the idea is to look at you and see, what do I want to bring forth? Who do I want to be? What experiences do I want to have? And when you get your results, for me, it's about being able to cultivate this new opportunity of expansion, being able to get my African ancestry results and knowing that I'm from Sierra Leone. I didn't know anything about Sierra Leone. I had heard about it, but I did no studies and really had no motivation to, had no reason to, as far as I was concerned. And knowing that, for me, it doesn't mean that I denounce that I'm African American and I grew up in these states. But what it does mean is that I have an opportunity to get to know even more of myself, even more of my lineage, how expansive I am. And so I think it's an opportunity always to grow and evolve.
Shout out to Nakima, who's throwing up Sierra Leonean flags from down there in New Orleans. So Coach P, one of the cards I picked one time, I think it said, "Yes, you do know." Is that one of the cards?
Yeah,
so
sure.
When you were just talking about you can create your own, whatever you want it to be, in my mind, I heard someone saying, but what if I don't know? If I don't know what I want to be? What do you say to someone who's, I know you're going to say, you do know, but what are the encouraging words after that to help someone who's like, I just feel stuck, or I feel all over the place? How do you hone in?
I think, ultimately, sometimes it feels like we don't know because we can't see it front of mind. And it doesn't look like anybody else's vision or description of who they say they are. So a lot of times we shy away from the uniqueness of who we are. But the best way, the quickest way for you to start to gain clarity around who you are is meditation for me. On a personal note, that's the space where when I get quiet and still, I hear from God. I hear from the ancestors. I hear from the Holy Spirit, or whatever you call it, right? Whatever your thing is, like you get a chance to hear from your inner being, your higher self, about who you are. And one of the things I shared with my community a while back is a lot of times we are looking back. We're looking back to a leader. We're looking back to God. Am I doing it right? Is this the right thing? Am I going in the right direction? But this human experience is about you deciding, creating, and trusting yourself. It's really a mastery of self. And along the way, you have these guides like angels and ancestors and, spirit and inner being that help shape and mold. You get to come through, human guides. Sometimes they're not your personal human guides, depending on your family upbringing. It could be a situation where you came through a guide that you never, ever get to see again in life, human to human, but you were raised by some other guides. But ultimately, you have an opportunity to master yourself in this journey. And that looks like embracing mistakes. It looks like embracing when you get it wrong. It looks like quickly forgiving yourself for things that don't work out the way you want them to. And it also looks like taking the time to discover who you are, but also to create and discover who you want to be. And I think on that journey of discovering who I wanted to be, it looked like seeing other powerful women who may have not been a part of my immediate family, some that were, some that weren't, that I saw, that I thought, oh man, those are characteristics that I want to have. Those are ways in which I want to be. And then being able to tap into now, who am I and what do I want, right? Because we all grow up borrowing somebody else's narratives of who we should be, whether it be our parents, school teacher, professor, community, whatever. And then there comes a point where you get to decide for yourself. Who am I? Who do I want to be? Does this still work for me? Should I still be aligning with those limitations or thoughts or traditions? Does that still work for me? And being okay if it doesn't, and being okay with creating something new.
I love that. I think that subconsciously or consciously may be a big part of the reason why people choose to trace their ancestry with African ancestry, because they want to be something more. They want to add to who they are, and they want to tap into that resource, that ancestral resource, to give them clues, directions, guideposts, if you will, the way that help. And then they find out, I was talking to Simone in our office about this today. You know, you're a bass player, and then you find out that the Cameroonians are known to have the best bass player. Just little things like that can really help to reinforce this mindset shift.
Yeah.
That you're making, or that you may choose to make once you trace your ancestry.
Yeah, for sure. Because even with the Sierra Leone people, they're a spiritual people, and a lot of spiritual leaders from that background. And when you shared that with me during my reading, I was like in tears, like, oh my God, that is exactly who I am. It's like making my way back to myself. Hearing your story about your lineage and knowing that this work has been going on way before you was born. It's like making your way back to yourself. That's why I believe we never really, when people say, oh man, we lost a person in our community, I'm like, we never really lose anybody. We get to transition and transform, and it always comes back. So I think that's beautiful.
I'm just looking. There's someone who's joined the broadcast, Deborah Thompson, who wants her $300 back. She believes African Ancestry is a scam, and she plans to report us to the Better Business Bureau. We get that. We often get that when people. So Deborah, first, welcome to African Ancestry Live, and I'm glad that you came to this space and feel comfortable to share your opinion. We're certainly open to everyone sharing their experiences in a in a productive way. So welcome, and thank you for being here. I do feel bad that you haven't had a good African ancestry experience. Of course, that is never our intention. We've been doing this work for 18 years and are committed to helping people have the absolute best experience that they can. I don't know why you believe we're a scam. I do know that sometimes we get these kinds of reactions when the results aren't what someone expected them to be. Some of those expectations are based on what they see other companies doing and expecting that we'll do something similar. Some of those expectations are based on thinking that the result should be one thing and it comes back something else. There are many different ways that people can be disappointed with their experience, and we understand it because we don't learn. You talked about something earlier about how we come through these guides, and there are people and places and spaces and spirits that help us along the way. But a lot of the time, when you're doing something that's never been done before, there are no guideposts. There is no one to look to for how do you do this. And I found that in African Ancestry. When we started this company, no one else was doing this work. And so we come up against all of this conditioned thinking, all of this lack of education that we all experience. And this also the conditioned thinking that if it's Black, it can't be right. It must, it's not as good. All of those kinds of things. And so when we get these kinds of reactions, like our cousin Deborah had, it makes sense if you don't understand what's possible. If you can't even see the possibilities because you were never taught, we haven't been taught these things, then the information can be hard to digest. So I'm sorry that you had that experience, Deborah, and hopefully you can reach out to us at info@africanancestry.com. But if not, I understand, and we'll respond to your Better Business Bureau request. So back to making amazing happen.
Yes.
I always feel guilty for saying shit, but that's the word I want to say. I got to change my mindset around that.
You can say success until you're ready. It's all good. It's all good.
So can we pick one more card?
Yes, we can pick as many as you like. Let's get into it. And I also want to say too, a lot of times in our journey, as we're picking this next card, it's important to allow. I believe that we never get it wrong. We're always being motivated and guided to what's next and what's best for us. So speaking of results, right? Like no matter if it's a test result from African Ancestry and you thought you was 100%, I don't even know, and then it turns out you like 5% and you're disappointed, right? Allow that to expand you. Perspective is everything. And when we allow ourselves to be guided, the journey is a different type of experience. So I'm glad that you had an opportunity to talk and, expand on it. I think it's important for people to recognize.
Yeah. I mean, when you're the first at something, or when you're doing something for the first time, you have to allow. You don't have a choice. What we got? You desire to be accepted. You deserve to be accepted and validated.
Listen, I don't pick the picks. The ancestors pick the picks. Type in the comments, I deserve to be accepted and validated. Type in the comments, I deserve to be accepted and validated. And as it reads, you ready for this, Gina?
No.
Every time I ask you that, no matter where we at, you say no.
Okay, right. I'm ready.
So here's what it says, right? Everybody type in the comments, I deserve to be accepted and validated. So acceptance and validation are primal needs for every human. If you didn't get to experience validation and acceptance as a child, you may find yourself seeking those things now as an adult. You deserve to be accepted and validated, but don't wait for it to come from anything outside of yourself. So before you get your test results, before you pass the test in college, before you do the next thing, before you cross over to the next situation, right? Recognize that you deserve to be accepted and validated, but not to wait for it to come from anyone or anything outside of yourself. If you haven't accepted and validated yourself, you can't truly attract it from anyone or anything else, because it won't be enough. It will always be a void that you're trying to fill. And so it's on you. Give it to yourself. You deserve it and you're worthy of it. Type in the comments, y'all. I am worthy. It's my favorite thing. And so, yeah, this is the pick, G.
Actually, wait, before we go any further, how can people get their own set of MASH mindset deck?
So there is a waiting list. If you go to mashwithcoachp.com, there is a waiting list. Go to mashwithcoachp.com and join the waiting list. Our store opens back up in the spring. So we're kind of going into spring now, but April, spring. And you'll be able to join the list and be one of the first people that are notified. You'll join the list of other people that are on the list to be notified of when the store opens back up so you can get your MASH deck.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I love it. See, you guys, look, when she was on, was it December or November?
I think it was November, maybe December. I can't remember. Last year.
She was on at the end of last year. She gave us a deal. I told y'all, get the cards, but I have a sneaking suspicion that when the store opens back up, the cards are going to be even different. Like they're going to be even more improved. Are you making some revisions?
Well, not until later in the year. The deck that these are the most up to date.
Okay.
Do you have this deck, Gina, or you have the other deck?
Listen, I have that deck, and like 8 of my closest friends have that deck. Yeah. Whoever your fulfillment person is probably like, Coach, if it's not you, it's probably like, Coach P, Gina just ordered 5 more decks. I have that one.
Wow, perfect. Yeah, so we came out with our first deck, which looks a little bit different than this. And then we came out with this deck, which was the updated version. We even added a couple of more cards to it. And so we'll be rocking with this deck for the rest of the year, actually. The deck is so powerful. It's amazing. And it's something that we get to use as a tool to guide us, to shift our mindset first thing in the morning, pick your deck, and then move about your day. So I'm excited about it.
Wow. Okay. So Mentoring Moments is on here. Her name is Patricia, and she wants to know if you can if you ship to the UK. And she asked, can you pick a card for me, please. So let's do one more and do it for Patricia in the UK.
For sure. Let's do it, Patricia. Let's see. Let's shuffle this.
It says do one for kids and teens.
That is on the it's on the agenda. I don't know that it'll happen this year, but it is on the agenda for sure.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Corinne, our black shoe designer in Guadalupe. Welcome, Corinne. I've seen you on here. She makes the most amazing shoes. Whew.
Oh wow.
I'll have her on here eventually.
All right, card 30. What I am looking for is also looking for me. Somebody trying to manifest something. And here's your reminder. Type in the comments. This is for everybody, but especially shout out to the UK. What I am looking for is also looking for me. And so here's what it says. This is card 30, one of my favorite cards. And it says, know that you don't have to chase, beg, or fear not getting what you desire. What you want also wants you. What you are looking for is also looking for you. Rest in that knowing. Your only job is to allow yourself to receive it. One of my very most favorite cards. What I am looking for is also looking for me. And that's always. If you're looking for it, if you're expecting it, it's going to meet you on that same vibrational plane. So get to it and allow it. Your job is to show up and allow.
Well, if y'all haven't learned anything tonight, something wrong with y'all. We know now the power of allowing in addition to making and transforming the way we view the things around us. Create the life that we want to have, create who it is we want to be, because we are worthy, and what we want is looking for us. Absolutely. I love it. Patrice No Nonsense Page says she's worthy. Rashida says she's worthy.
Yes.
Oh, Betty says she got her cards the last time. I love it.
Betty.
You do ship to the UK, right, Coach P?
Yes, we do.
So get on that wait list, Patricia, so that you can make sure you get your cards. What Cheryl is looking for is also looking for her.
Yes.
Michael Friend said, do you have a card for the brother? Okay, one more.
Let's do it.
and he's your cousin. He's your Sierra Leonean cousin. So
awesome.
Shout out to Michael Friend.
What's up, Michael? We are family. Let's get into it. All right, so this is for the brothers. and it's really going to be for everybody because that's how the cards work. It's going to land on everybody. Here it is. Ooh. Card number 8. I am whole and complete. Type it in the comments. I am whole and complete. This is card number 8. And here's what it says. Man, this is what we've been talking about this entire segment, Gina. Being human can sometimes seem like a boxing match between you and life, leaving you feeling bruised, fractured, and incomplete. Your wholeness and completeness don't come from the emotional result of everything working out the way you believe it should, or from external validation. Didn't we just talk about that? Being whole and complete is a mindset, a spiritual and energetic knowing that the one who created the universe also created you whole and complete. Type it in the comments. I am whole and complete. That is an absolute knowing.
Wow. So here you're getting all kinds of good ideas. Our Cafe Cubano Key says, translate to Spanish. I want family members to have a deck. So that's a potential opportunity
on our list. Absolutely.
Down the line. And there was something else. Shout out to Volt. Family Ties is on here. Thank you for being here. Everybody's whole and complete. I love it. Wow, we got another UK. Coach P, you pulling in the UK visitors tonight. Wow.
Yes.
And Candy, that's Candy Whitaker. Candy said, I'm a pushover. I shouldn't be doing this. Candy says, I hate
Candy. This is for Candy. I saw Candy. This is for Candy right here. My preferences are important. I just pulled it out of the deck.
Someone told one of my cousins told me that last night. She was like, Gina, you deserve to have things the way you want them to be.
Absolutely. This is a reminder for you, Gina. They just want you to know exactly. And Candy, this is for you too. And this is for everybody else who this hits for. Type in the comments, my preferences are important. Here's a reminder. This is what it says. Your preferences are unique, special, different, and created based on your own life experiences. That's why what you prefer is so important. When you honor how you feel, what you want and don't want, and what you need and don't need, you allow yourself to build your life on your own terms instead of on the expectation of others. Here's the question. What do you prefer? Gina, look like you got an answer behind them lips. That is the card. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I think all the cards are my favorites.
I was about to say, you've been saying that on every card.
It's one of my favorite. Yes, Candy. So that is for you. Yes, yes, yes. Now it's your turn to be a pleaser of Candy, and everything else falls into place. That's how it goes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And you all, everything. So we were referencing traffic, sales, and profit earlier. That's how Coach P and I initially connected. And one of the things that the leader, Lamar Tyler, says is everything you need is in the room.
Yes.
Everything you need is in the family here at African Ancestry. You need to make some amazing shit happen. Coach P is there in LA with her cards. She's on Facebook. The MASH Collective is a Facebook group that people can join, right, Coach P?
Absolutely.
And so no matter where you are, you can get some answers or some motivation to get what you need because it's in the family. I love it. I love you. Thank you so much for being here and pulling all these cards, girl.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing. It's incredible. I do see that our sister who was disappointed, she left her phone number in the chat. I want you to know, Deborah Thompson, that's who I found your name. We have a premier customer service manager who's been designated to handle people who have the same situation that you've experienced. So I'm going to message her tomorrow and make sure that she reaches out to you at this phone number because we definitely want you to have a full understanding of African ancestry. We are so happy, honored, excited to have all of you here with us tonight, and especially Coach P. I know you're in transition, and it means a lot that you could take some time out to join us. And I'm putting you on the spot. Will you come back next quarter?
We will talk about solidifying it. Trina, don't do that to me.
Look, now she might be on to some bigger and better things in LA, but let's be clear. There's nothing bigger and better than African Ancestry in terms of the work that you're doing. It's valued, and I'm grateful for you, Gina. With this type of work, it really helps us to solidify how important we are and a reminder that we matter. And so thank you for being willing to allow this work to come through you. You could have said no. You could have saw it and said, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm sure there were days when it was hard because anything that we've done in this human experience has its challenges. But you did it and you keep doing it. And it makes way for us to come home to ourselves. So thank you so much. Well, thank you, Coach P. And whenever we're able to have you again, I will be happy to do that. So everybody, listen, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. I don't know if you can get the vaccine, if you want to get the vaccine. I don't know. We're all in different places about this vaccine. But what we can all do is still be very careful and still remember that we are part of a human collective. And so we need to behave in a way that protects ourselves, but also protects others, right? So please continue to wear your mask. Please continue to keep your distance. Please continue to support your mental health and that of those you love. And please continue to support your immune system. We can do everything we can do to create the life that we want to have, right, Coach P?
Absolutely.
Until we meet Until we meet again, thank you everybody for being on tonight. It was a definite pleasure to have you. Shout out to Sequoia. I missed you in the comments. But until we meet again, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be whole. And thank you to Wendi for holding it down on the back end. Everybody have a really good night. Take care.